Hey everyone, Steve Poplar here. Had some questions about some of the people who went back far enough into my feed to see that I had a couple videos there. When I first moved to my house here this spring, I put in a garden. I ripped up a corner of my yard to put in a garden. Not just any garden, a survivalist garden. And what you see behind me is the result of that. Way up there, about 9 feet off the ground, is my sorghum stalks. They're almost ready for harvest. I put in about 30 or 40 seeds, and I got about 20 stalks or so, and they are loaded up. Each one of those seeds is ready to plant another sorghum plant next year, which is the plan. Chickens will eat the sorghum, and the stalks themselves, I've been told, are like sugarcane. So that'll be a real treat when I harvest them. And one of the other thoughts that's really great about this is that if you have rabbits or you have pigs or anything like that, you can feed them the stalks of the sorghum plants. That's a great thing to do. And then behind them, these plants over here, ignore the weeds in the midst there. I have a whole set of, I planted 33 pounds of Sunchokes, which, if I don't trip on the fishing line that's wrapped around my foot, sorry, some of my fencing came down. There we go. That whole line there, with the yellow flowers and such, that's all Sunchokes or Jerusalem Artichokes. And those are great because they are Native American, North American, Native American potatoes, basically, because they didn't actually have potatoes here, right? Until the Europeans brought potatoes. Whenever they'd have like a trail going through the woods, a lot of times they would plant Jerusalem Artichokes by that campsite, so that whenever they went back, there would be food there. They just dig them up, they'd stay fine, they just keep on growing back and growing bigger and expanding and everything like that, until you come by and you root them up and you pull up the tubers that you can cook up like potatoes. You can also eat them raw, so it's like the ultimate backpacking food. If you can just sow these along your route, you don't have to do anything. Once you get these in the ground, people are really irritated by them because they can never get rid of them, which is code for you don't have to do anything and they'll just keep on growing, which is music to my ears. These Sunchokes are destined to take over the whole back part of my yard. That's why I put these up so far away from my house, is because the whole top of my yard I want to be Sunchokes. They would be fine. They're the ultimate storage of emergency food. Plus they look pretty, and you can even get into selling them too. That's another thought. I put radishes down there in the front. They've all died back, and I've harvested a bunch of the seeds, and I'm going to harvest some more. And they're great because they're Daikon radishes. The Daikon radish itself is tasty, and you know, if you like radishes, you can cook it up, you can put it in salads, that kind of stuff. But the greens themselves, the leaves and the shoots, that's all edible. That's like salad greens. It has a little bit of bite to it. I got like some spice, but and then if you wait until they bolt, the pods themselves almost are like green beans. So as you can see, I like planting things that I can get double or triple duty from. And those radishes are just great. I'm actually going to start planting them down by my house a little closer. I'm going to start seeding them a couple times a week. That way I have a continuous flow of radishes, continuous flow of greens. Just some thoughts there. My green beans did pretty horribly this year. I need to do that better next year. I tried doing lettuce, and my lettuce outside did not do very well at all. My kohlrabi did not do well at all either. I need to do better on that. That sad looking plant down there, that's purple, is the kohlrabi. I mean, it's edible. It's like kale, which is super nutrient dense and everything like that, which is great. And then if you want to take a quick look at my fence here, if this thing will let me. The fence there is T-posts with fishing line up there, if you can see that. And then down at the bottom is chicken wire to about 2.5 feet off the ground. I got 3 foot chicken wire, and then and you can see I really spaced these things far apart. That's as cheap as you can get for fencing. I tried to do just the fishing line to keep the deer out, but the deer kind of got in anyway. The chicken wire down at the bottom really seems to help, and it also keeps out the rabbit. I have a rabbit that lives in my yard. Hasn't found his way into my stew pot yet, but that may happen. So that's my garden. This is a pretty terrible garden. It is my first garden, so you know, go a little easy on me. I learned a ton this year, and those sunchokes, if people are correct about it, they ain't ever going away. So what I'm going to do is this fall, once those stalks die back, I'm going to dig up all those sunchokes. I'm going to spread out this whole upper corner of the yard. I'm going to spread them out underground across the whole top. I'm going to really give them a a boost at taking over the top of the yard here. That's going to be about 1/3 of my upper yard. And I put in 33 pounds of sunchokes. Supposedly I'm going to get out approximately 330 plus pounds of sunchokes. We'll see if that bears out. A lot of people are saying 10 to 15 times yield per year. So if I can spread them out next year, 330 pounds or so in the ground, that means about 3,300 pounds of sunchokes at the end of next season. Now, if that's going to be my basic staple food, if you're doing like to try to be self-sufficient, these are going to be the base calories for my nutritional garden. And then kohlrabi and radishes for greens, and then I'm going to have some protein from the chickens laying eggs for me. They've been laying nicely. I got 3 chickens, and they're each laying an egg a day for me, which is wonderful. Trying to keep up with that. Lots of good protein, and hopefully rabbits in the future. That's a thought. So all of you out there who are thinking about what you can do, what you can't do, if you have any room on your yard where you can let it kind of go crazy, sunchokes. Sunchokes would be what I would suggest. You can just put them in the ground, just let them go. Everyone will think that they're just weeds, but they're not. If you don't have a yard big enough to do this, you can find a green space around you, like someplace where people aren't, I mean, they're not keeping up with it anyway, whether it's a park or whatever. You can find a place, and you can go ahead and be like the Native Americans in the U.S. that planted these things for when they went there. And you can do that. Just sow them, just let them kind of go. And then if you ever need food, you know, you can just go to that park, go to that area, dig up those sunchokes, and you're going to have food. Just simple things. If you're one of those preppers that's got a bug out location, or you need to get somewhere, you can find a park that's along the route, that's not kept up, you know, some area that's wildernessy, and you can plant sunchokes. Sunchokes are native to North America. So if you're in the United States, you don't have to worry about planting these things. They grow. You can find them in the woods sometimes. If you know where to look and you know what you're looking for, you can find sunchokes native. And so that's down by rivers and such like that. So that's not a big problem. That's actually a good thing. If you haven't liked or subscribed this video already, please like it. Help us get out to more people. I'm going to be doing more videos like this, but I am going to try to up the production quality. So I apologize about the audio. I apologize about the video quality. But I don't want to just sit in front of a camera all the time and just tell you stuff. I want to show you stuff. I want to show you what I'm doing. Also, please subscribe. A lot of you haven't subscribed. I will continue to put out good content, and a lot more coming your way. So thanks for watching, and have a great day. Steve Poplar out.